Good morning. Heading down to the Red Cat to go help my beautiful wife build her empire. Because that's what we do. We try to be positive, try to be helpful, and try to help others attain great things. And I think that's why I go help my wife. So hopefully someday I can rely on the Red Cat as my source of income as well, and we can both live off the proceeds from the business. As of right now, I am still a slave to the man. So I guess that's what this video is kind of going to be about, is the difference, or the different paths we take. I always had, and probably because my dad was a house painter, I mean, never worked for anybody, and I always had this entrepreneurial kind of spirit to where I always looked at people that were clocking in every day and making somebody else money as like suckers, and I was one of the suckers, and I'm still one of the suckers. But there's a certain peace and beauty and simplicity of being an employee. You know, it will never make you rich, and it most likely usually doesn't make you very satisfied, but it provides a living, security, insurance, and kind of maybe for some people a sense of purpose, you know, a social outlet, which I've never worked for a social outlet. All my social activities take place outside of work. And literally for the 11 years now I've worked in between the Bellagio and the Mirage, I have probably gone out for drinks, because I don't drink, but with some people from work a handful of times. And it was only because of maybe somebody's either going away party or maybe somebody's birthday party. I don't give a fuck about the people from work for the most part, you know. We don't have much in common. Because if it doesn't have tits or tires, I'm not really interested in it. So, anyway, I've obviously had a few businesses that have failed because they never really even got off the ground, because I never had enough money to do it properly. But also, there's just those people that know how to do it, and I don't know why it is I don't know how to do it. And so I think just for me, it was just out of necessity that I had to have a job, you know, just because I was setting for an income and everything. But there is this satisfaction with the Red Cat that I absolutely love. The hunt for the stuff is fun. I mean, just fun looking for stuff and unearthing stuff. And then dealing with people every day, for the most part, is good. You know, there's obviously assholes sprinkled in there. In any time you deal with the public, that just happens. But for the most part, people are coming in, they're having fun, they're enjoying shopping, and they love finding really cool shit that we provide. And so I love actually working at the shop, putting new stuff out, processing everything, helping out V. I love it. I love working with the shop. If you would have said at some point in my past that I'd be working with clothing, and especially like old clothing or vintage clothing, I'd have said you were high. But I've come to absolutely love it. It's obviously within our tree of vintage loving goodness, you know, the custom culture that we're involved in. So the vintage clothes kind of plays into our lifestyle anyway. And it's not just vintage clothes, it's cool shit too. So you can have something that's just cool, and it's just cool. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be vintage. Some crazy punk rock jeans from the 2000s, or, you know, something like that, or some crazy moon boots or something like that aren't old, but they're just cool. But it ain't easy. And that's the struggle, is do you take the chance and go open a business and put your heart and soul and 7 days a week and your monetary chances that you're taking, you know, like all of your savings or on the line? Or do you just sit back and work for somebody? And it's so easy to get caught in that comfortable feeling of just working for somebody your whole life. The problem with that being, obviously, is the wages or what you earn has not kept up with expenses, and due to inflation, your dollar goes a lot less far. So, you know, when I was 21 years old and I was making 40 grand a year as a bellman in 1991, and now I'm a limo driver and I'm making 70 grand a year, and it's 2020, getting a $30,000 increase in pay in 30 years sounds great, but in actuality, the buying power of that $70,000 is much less. And so, I wish I would have known this back then. So clear now. But, so, you know, the income potential of having your own business is where it can buy you more freedom. So, I really don't know what this video is about. It's just me. I think a lot of these videos are just my internal struggles, because I'm a Libra and I just have to find balance. And so I find good and bad in being an employee. I find good and bad in being an owner or an entrepreneur or whatever. And what is the right path? I don't know. It's led to a decent life. You know, I've always had insurance. I haven't had any financial catastrophes. I could have had a much bigger retirement if I didn't cash out some of my earlier 401ks. But, you know, it can actually be a good living, and if you did things right. I haven't done a lot of things right. But I wish I could just tell this to my kids when they're 20, you know, how important it is to start early. And it's funny because I knew this, but I got together with the wrong person and didn't think past, you know, the next Disney trip. So, I don't know. I absolutely love being the co-owner of the Red Cat. I love working with and for that's a joke. But I don't know. I can see the Red Cat getting bigger and bigger. We just got another 500 square feet. So we've got almost 2,500 square feet now, I think, and about 5,000 pieces of clothes. And when it was hitting, before the COVID thing hit, it was good enough to sustain both of us, even paying for insurance and everything. So, you know, the thought of losing insurance has always kept me working for somebody like there was no other option. And this COVID thing hit, and it changed everything. Like, everybody at work is just focused on putting 4 more years into work, because we get like 15 years invested with our union, blah, blah, blah. That's all people are caring about. I got a dude at work that's 68 years old, has 3 retirements or 3 pensions and Social Security, and he just can't quit. So, this COVID thing changes things, puts you in a really uncomfortable situation. Luckily, me and V, we live within our means and below our means. And so, and obviously we sold the hot rod, so we have been okay throughout this whole thing. But I probably will never get my job back, or of any semblance of what my job was. I might be on the extra board or fucking graveyard or something. Fuck that. Life's too short for that bullshit. So we are bound and determined to make the Red Cat fly even higher and farther than what it has been flying, because that fucking place has been flying good. My woman is smart. My woman is a hard worker. My woman knows her business and knows her customers. And I can't tell you how proud I am of her. And I can't tell you how proud I am of the Red Cat. And I can't tell you how proud I am of us, you know. I mean, I guess, because I'm really proud. But it didn't just happen overnight. Dude, she started off with selling stuff out of her home, like off of Etsy or some shit. And then got like a wall or a booth, like a 10 by 10 booth, and then a bigger booth. And then eventually, you know, grew and grew and grew. And that's what you have to do. People think they can just go in and open up like a vintage shop straight up. Yeah, right. Have fun. Go pay $30,000 a month for rent or more. right off the bat with no customer base and having to invest a bunch of money into your stock. Unless you got a rich daddy or sugar daddy, then that might work. But if you want to make it work, you're gonna have to grow it, and it takes time. And you're probably not gonna have. She worked her own job too while she was growing it. So, it takes hard work, perseverance, some smarts, some patience, and it's paying off. So, to wrap everything up, you got to do what you love eventually. Maybe not at first, because, what do you love? Or, you just need to survive. But, man, if you can do what you love every day, man, dude, I don't feel like it. When we go down to the shop and work, it don't feel like work. We're like playing all day. Or when we go shopping and we have to go pick a big pick or something, or process a whole shitload of clothes or something like that. It's fun, man. I love it. It's hard work, man, dude. I'm telling you, there's some picks that are hard work, and got to put time and money out to make this work. But at the end of the day, or the end of the week, or the end of the month, it's worth it. And I have a sense of pride that's something you can't get off a job. So, I don't know. I wish you all good luck in your endeavors. Hopefully you find what you're doing make you happy. The whole thing in life is to be happy. And you can be happy as an employee, because, I'm decently happy doing what I'm doing. It's not satisfying, but I'm happy because I don't take it home with me. Once I turn in my keys at night, I don't even think about it. It's provided a decent living. I work with some okay guys. They're not into what I'm into, but they're good. But it doesn't make me happy. What makes me happy is spending time with Fee and helping her grow her empire. So I can't think of a job that would make me that kind of happy. I don't know. Even working on cars every day, that wouldn't make me happy. That would drive me crazy. As much as I fucking love cars and hot rods and Volkswagens, I don't think I could do it on a daily. That would take all the fun out of it, which is exactly why I don't want to do it. So, anyway, July 2020, and have a great day. Good luck in your endeavors. Box Rod out.